We're going to start our review or introduction of mathematics here with something very simple and brief from geometry. A few very basic fundamental facts. We'll talk about angles and lines. Let's look at two intersecting lines. When they cross like that, they form four angles technically. Start with this two. They are called opposite angles, or sometimes you can see them called vertical angles, and they're always equal. And that's why I'll mark them with the same symbol. You will see this in all the videos and in all classes of introductory physics and all physics that quantities that are equal will be marked with the same identical symbols. Now, there another pair of opposite angles here. I can call them beta. They too will be equal to each other. Not only that, but we also note that if we add alpha and beta, they have to add up to 180. In geometry, they called supplementary angles. In other words, they add up to 180 degrees. So here I'll write alpha plus beta is equal to 180. Another common situation that you're going to encounter in physics is having two parallel lines and then crossed with a third one at an angle. So by crossing those two parallel lines, we actually have 8 angles here to consider. Let's start with the first with these two. They're called corresponding angles, and they're always equal to each other. They're not the only pair here of corresponding angles. You can mark, well, I'll mark those as alpha, but then you can have beta on the other side. Those two angles, the top and the bottom, are also corresponding angles, and they too are equal to each other. Then you can go into the third corner here and see another pair of corresponding angles. I can call them a different name, but in reality, what we notice is that that angle, the bottom angle, is actually going to be opposite to what I already have as alpha on my diagram. So in fact, I actually have 3 angles here that are equal. So I mark them here all as alpha. So what I have seen here in going in this way, that I actually have 2 angles that are equal to each other. They are called alternate interior angles, and they also are equal. This is very common scenario in physics. You will see when we're dealing with some geometrical situations, and so that's why I wanted to include it here for you to review. They're called, again, alternate interior angles, and they're not the only pair that you're going to see. We have another pair here that I will mark as beta. And also don't forget that alpha and beta are supplementary. In other words, alpha plus beta will add up to 180.